The market's flat, absolutely flat. It did that, strong pullback from the lows. But again, I mean, 20, 25, 30 points, and then it's now steady with just 4-5 point change. Neil Bahal is with us. He's founder and CEO at Negen Capital. He's joining us now. Neil, great to have you with us here. Thank you very much. I was looking at the PMS performance against benchmark. I mean, in what has been generally a tough year, you're doing well, relatively and in an absolute sense as well. Which are the
Thank you so much for inviting me.
which are the sort of calls or bets which are really working for you, Neil, which are continuing to work for you?
So, more than me doing anything, I think we are in a very special situation. India is, really on a strong wicket. So fund managers like me, the job becomes easier. So we are focusing across the board. We are sector agnostic, but we are looking at a different kind of investing. We want to do value investing, but we want to time our value investing. So we are looking at special situations. So because of that, I think the alpha has come into play.
Any special situations that you're currently watching out for, which in the next, say, 3 months, 6 months?
So just a disclaimer that whatever we talk about, we already own. They're not, investment advice. So we look at a lot of special situations, something that is flashing on your screen right now, CG Power, for example. This company was almost entering NCLT when the Murugappa group came and bought it. The whole beauty of doing a special situation, it changes the entire DNA of a business. So when the Murugappas came and bought it, one of the best promoters in India, they got it at something like 5 to 6 rupees, and they just prevented this company from going into NCLT. They did a one-time restructuring with the banks over there. And, then they came and said all these growth plans that they had, this stock has gone from 5 rupees to 250 rupees in the last, maybe 2 years. So this is what we want to focus on. We want to focus on good companies with good prospects, but they have some sort of an event going on around them. So CG Power is a great example. It's a poster boy for special situations, actually.
Okay, all right. Hi, Neil. A couple of questions. First, what are the total cash levels that you have raised? I believe in the last couple of months you had raised cash levels. So what is it as a percentage of the money you manage? That's point number one. Second factor is on special situations. I was speaking to the management earlier today of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, and they sounded very, very confident. 25 to 30% growth in terms of loan book. NIMs are around 9.5% odd. But do you believe there's a special situation playing out there as well? Ujjivan is a stock you could play it via?
Yeah, so the first question regarding the cash levels, we always like to be a little bit conservative when things are a little bit uncertain on a global level. So we have a 21% cash in our book currently. So we are happy. Even with 21% cash, we are looking okay. We are outperforming the benchmark pretty nicely. So we are okay on the cash allocation. If the market does come down, we'll have a lot of cash to buy on dips. So we are good there. And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Ujjivan is a great example of a good special situation, what it should offer to an investor. So as you know, Ujjivan has two entities listed. One is this small finance bank, which is a 25 rupee stock, and other is a Ujjivan Financial Services, which is probably a 240 rupee stock. Now, first of all, you need to have a view on Ujjivan. So we did that. We did a lot of scuttlebutt last year, and we got to know from a lot of unlisted microfinance players that microfinance as a space has bottomed out. So that was a good starting point. And then when we looked into the sector, we saw everything was cheap. And when we actually did a little bit more digging into what looks good from our special situation standpoint, Ujjivan came into the picture because the holding company, which is the Ujjivan Financial Services, which is this 240 rupee stock, at the time when we bought, had a 40% arbitrage. Basically, if I bought Ujjivan, it was about 140 rupees then. If I bought Ujjivan at 140, I need to be wrong more than 40% for me to start even beginning to make a loss. What this is going to do is that, now that the QIP is done, they are going to go in for a reverse merger where the shares are going to get merged with the bank and then cancelled out. So it makes no sense, in my opinion, to own Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Is investors who have a longer term view, let's say a 1.5 year view, should rather own the main stock. Even at current price, I think it has a 25% arbitrage and a good margin of safety.
That's interesting. So it makes sense to buy Ujjivan, not the small finance bank. By the way, that take on the microfinance space is pretty interesting. I mean, I was looking, for example, look at something like a Satin, No special situation here, but the stock's up 8% today. I mean, out of the blue, and the move actually started, 20, 25 minutes back. Bandhan, I think, what one hears is that they are due to report their pre-quarterly update, should come in, I think, maybe today or over the next day or two. Again, a microfinance player, numbers should be steady. So that is a space, yes, I mean, which is doing pretty well. Piramal is another one. By the way, Neil, almost a quarter of your portfolio in cash. That is quite astounding. That is huge.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But sometimes, you have this spidey sense where you think that something is not quite right globally. So you think, okay, fine, we've done good. Why not come a little bit in cash? And what I noticed that even, you have to figure out your portfolio's beta. And, what I figured out that even with being about 75% invested, we are doing better than the index anyway. So why to be fully invested at this point of time? And we got that right last month. The Nifty was down. The Nifty 500 was down something like 3.3%. We were down 0.5%. So we got that right last month at least.
Neil, you're in good company, right? Ray Dalio just earlier this week said, right? Cash is not trash.
He did?
He did. He said cash is not trash. So he is in good company. But Neil...
Why would you want to say that, though? I mean, everyone knows cash is
because earlier I think it was considered... Okay, so then I'm not going to explain. But Neil, another space where we are seeing a special situation unfold perhaps is Tata Steel. They've announced the merger, the consolidation of its 7 subsidiaries. Is there an opportunity for shareholders?
So we're very clear on one thing. We like demergers. We like big things becoming smaller. We don't like smaller things becoming bigger. So the merger of Tata Steel and the smaller entities into Tata Steel would not interest us at all. Even the HDFC merger, for that matter, when 2 big entities become even bigger, they become so big that the growth then, So we want things to kind of become more agile, get away from a conglomerate structure. As an investor, you want to avoid conglomerates. You want to get into direct, operating companies.
Well, Neil, final question before we let you go. I was looking at one of your tweets where you said that you believe that India is going to consume more of chocolates, consume more of burgers as well, and fans. Now, I'm a little confused. I don't know how good that is for health, but given that Indians are going to consume a lot more, how do you play either of these themes, and what are we going to consume the most?
So the Twitter, you can only put 140 words. So I was out of, things to say. So whatever came first to mind, I put it. But, anything, you think about anything, whether it is even something as big as ships or, ports, airports. There was a recent report that India is going to have 80 more airports. So it's, there's a saying, something in Hindi I would like to say, India is in such a position right now कि जिसमें जितना है दम वो उतना कर सकता है. There is no stopping India right now. And we are, how Buffett said, he's won the ovarian lottery. I also feel that investors in India who actually understand what is going on currently have won the ovarian lottery. The next 20, 25, 30 years, there's a lot of money to be made in India.
But which is the theme that you like the most among all these? Very quickly.
I'm very clear. We are sector agnostic. We like whatever offers value. So even if it's a PSU like NMDC, where the steel business is probably free, something like that, I would love.
This Neil, this Piramal as well, right? Which is announcing again a split, large becoming smaller, not smaller, but I mean separate. You still like it?
Absolutely. Piramal is one of our bigger positions in the fund.
Okay.
So, what happened was Piramal had the pharma business and the NBFC. I'll just quickly cover this. Had the pharma business and the NBFC business. But the pharma business was the more, desirable business. But whoever wanted to buy the pharma business also had to value the NBFC business, which had all this real estate finance and so on. So a lot of investors don't like to get into that. So the pharma business always traded at a discount. 12 to 13 times EBITDA valuation. But now, when the pharma business will list on its own, I think about next month or so, I don't think any pharma company in India trades at 12 to 13 times EBITDA valuation. So it will give you probably something like a 15% growth next year, and it will be trading as one of the cheapest pharma companies. So it's going to give you 2 factors in your investing. One is the earnings growth, other is the re-rating. And that's exactly what special situations are supposed to do for you.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks very much, Neil. Appreciate you joining in. and running us through, an interesting chat. And hope to sort of speak with you soon again. Thanks indeed. We'll take a quick break here. The market, by the way, is down, 25 points. So it's not really going anywhere. It's right there. 25 minutes to go for close. We'll come back, dealing room check, D Street chatter with Nimesh, and BTST trading ideas with a technical expert. Stay with us.